Welcome back to the Blues Society of Northwest Florida's weekly podcast. I am your host, Paul Stadden, talking with all the cool guests that we've got playing at the Blues Society. Now, this one's going to be a little bit early. I know it's only Friday, but we've got a cool guest that's coming up on Sunday as well that's going to be playing at the Pensacola Maritime Park, as well as the Blues Jams Monday night at Lili Marlene's in Seville Quarter. His name is Michael Vincent, and if you're a fan of the blues, you're probably going to be hearing a lot more of this guy. He does awesome slide guitar, great guitar. Heck, I'm a little jealous as running down his gear rig on his website. So let's welcome in Michael Vincent. Welcome, Michael. How you doing, man?
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming on. And usually I have guys who are a little older. You're only in your early 20s. Let's talk a little bit about how you got into the blues, because a lot of the guys I talk with, they say, oh, gosh, it was guys in the 60s and the 70s. But you've got a different level of inspiration because of your youth. Let's talk about how you got into the blues.
Yeah, well, I was brought up in Boston, in the New England area, so I didn't really have the real thing around.
Right.
But I was always seeking it out. When I was about 6 years old, I had gone over to a neighbor's house and he played an Elvis Presley record for me.
Nice.
And it just got me hooked on Elvis. And when I was a little kid, I had this infatuation with him, and I just kept going deeper and deeper. And from Elvis, it went to Hendrix and Stevie Ray, and then I went even deeper to Muddy Waters, Otis Rush, Johnny Winter, all those guys. But just being able to hear them on the record,
Yeah.
It made a lot more sense to me. It felt better to me than anything that I heard on the radio at the time, which was in the mid-'90s or so.
Right.
But, I do like a little bit of everything, but the blues is just, I don't know, it just felt like home to me, so.
Did you ever take formal lessons? Is that something that you sought out, or are you just kind of playing by ear?
Well, right around that time when I was 6 or 7, I'd seen pictures of Elvis playing the guitar, I'd seen his movies and stuff, and around that time I was up in our attic, and I found a Yamaha nylon string, and just pulled it down from the attic and tried to put strings on it and see if I could make any noise with it. And
right.
My parents took notice, and we should probably get him into lessons. And I took a few formal lessons with a guy named Frank Damon. But yeah, just basic stuff. I think I learned like on top of spaghetti and stuff. but
nice.
But I didn't get real serious for probably another 4 or 5 years. Just being able to connect what I was hearing to my fingers.
Right. Was it tough finding other people that had the same level of passion as you?
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah.
Yeah. When I was coming up, a lot of my friends were into, your Blink-182 and and all those punk bands that were kind of the rage at the time. And,
right.
But I like a few of them. A few of them stand out to me. Like my brother always liked Rage Against the Machine. And really good musicianship, and I can respect all that.
Right. But then you got into that trio with Double Shot with a couple of your classmates, and it's good that you found a couple people who were also into the blues. So when you started gigging, was it something that like you immediately knew this is the music that you want to be performing? Were people responding to it?
Oh yeah, I knew it was what I wanted to do, but my audience, they weren't really responding. I think they're kind of shocked.
Right.
Because we were doing our thing at high school, talent shows and stuff like that, talent shows and open mics, and we'd get up there and play Sunshine of Your Love or Come On Let the Good Times Roll or stuff like that. It's always been
nice,
my favorite stuff.
Yeah, totally. But how'd you get out of Boston? How'd you start performing around? Was it somebody that noticed you that said, I want you to play for my tour? Or is it something that just grit and determination got you to?
It started really slowly, around 8th grade, I guess.
Right.
Is when Dan, my drummer Dan Hewitt, and my bass player Dan McLaughlin, two Dans in the band. It gets kind of hard sometimes. But
nice.
I call Dan on the bass D-Mac, and Dan on the drums is D-Hugh.
All right. Cool.
And, we have to have a nickname system of some, because every time I yell band, they both go, hey.
Shoot, confusing.
But, it just started slowly. We got our first gigs just like any other band, didn't make any money.
Right.
I think they paid us in milkshakes or something. And, it just, I think the next summer we were doing a little better, and the next summer, we did a few more gigs. And,
right.
And as you keep doing it, and especially it gives you some drive, to get better.
Totally.
And to watch other musicians and see them doing their thing,
Absolutely. Well, speaking of getting musicians together, I was scouring your website, and I didn't see any mention of an album or anything. Is that in the future? Is that in the plans?
Yeah, we're working on it right now. I'm actually, I've got a concept that I'm trying to follow through with. I have a 4-track cassette recorder.
Right.
That I've been doing some recordings on, and I kind of want to, all the original stuff that I'm working on is kind of just going into that tape recorder.
Are you doing a lot of covers, or are you just trying to make it all originals?
The next one, the past 2 that we've released have been kind of half and half.
Right.
A little bit more original heavy, but I really like to get into the original thing and just have an original show.
Right. Do people you find respond to your originals as well, or even better than your covers?
Yeah, we try to slide them in there, with the Hendrix songs and
right.
And the B.B. King songs. I'll just kind of slip my original in there, and people. So the best compliment I can get is people come up to me and say, what was that song?
Right.
I don't remember hearing it, but it sounds good. They felt it was seamless in the rest of the set. So that's the best compliment I guess you can get.
That's a nice thing when somebody thinks it's an obscure B-side of an artist they know.
Right.
It's really cool to kind of fool them a little bit. Well, now comes my favorite part of the interview where I get to talk gear. And the nice thing is it looks like you are kind of a gearhead when it comes to guitars. Everything's very specific on your website. You mentioned the old Italian Vox Wah that you've got. You mentioned the years of the Crybaby, the years of the Ibanez Tube Screamer that you've got. Pre-CBS, post-CBS Fenders. How did you get to be a gear guy? Was it something where you just wanted those specific sounds and you just went after whatever that artist had, or how did you get into that?
Yeah, I felt that as soon as I got into tube amps, when I was younger, I quickly found out that I wasn't getting a sound with a solid state amp,
right?
Like all the guys that I look up to.
Yeah.
And the variable, looking at pictures and videos and studying all that stuff is the equipment,
right?
And I've always been into electricity. I mean, when I was 6, 7 years old, I was shocking the shit out of myself. So,
nice.
I would hook a million extension cords together and see what would happen, and
right.
Take vacuum cleaners apart and see what was going on, and
right.
But so I've always had a thing for circuitry, and I just like collecting old stuff because they're never going to make it again.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's someone's got to get into it.
Do you do a lot of rewiring?
What's that?
Do you do a lot of rewiring of your guitars? You put new pickups in and all that?
Yeah, I do a little soldering here and there. And,
nice.
But just basic stuff. I'm not really a genius on circuits and stuff. I have a guy that is.
Right.
I love the sound of it. It's real true and real.
Yeah.
It sounds real to me, the way that tube circuitry reacts.
It's honest.
And a lot of that vintage stuff, just has that patina on it.
Yes, exactly. And I don't know about you, I'm not really into the whole relic thing. I don't like it when people artificially do that. I want it to be from my fingers working on my guitar that creates those rubs and, the wearing through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I totally agree.
What is your favorite guitar that you've got? What's the one that you reach for whenever you're going to go pick up a guitar?
I have about 8 Stratocasters.
Right.
But about 2.5 years ago, there's a custom guitar builder over here in Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Right.
Named Sean Crowley. And
right.
He actually hooked me up and kind of built a guitar completely to my specs.
Nice.
It's a guitar that I probably wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise.
Right.
but he custom built it, and it's kind of like a 5960 Strat.
Right.
Has a big thick neck. I like a big thick neck on a guitar.
I like it.
So I get my big hands around it.
Nice. Does he build them from scratch, or does he use like Warmoth parts or anything?
No, he might have started with a Warmoth neck, but for the most part, everything is custom. He's building me a Les Paul right now.
Cool.
A custom 59 Les Paul with a big baseball out of a neck.
Nice.
And I can't wait for it.
I'm gonna have to get his phone number from you. I love it. Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast. You've given me great material. You've given the listeners great material. And everybody, please make sure you go see Michael Vincent Sunday at Maritime Park, and then Monday night at Lili Marlene's at the Blues Jams for the Blues Society of Northwest Florida in Seville Quarter. He's going to be starting at 8 o'clock there. Michael, thank you so much, and good luck with your career in the blues. I know you're going to be great, man.
Oh, thank you very much. And I just wanted to add, if anybody wants to check us out, they can check us out at michaelvincentband.com.
Please,
and
perfect.
also CrowleyCustomGuitars.com.
Nice. Do they have a picture of your guitars up there on Crowley?
Yeah, they do have a picture of my of what they call it a Monterey Strat, because it's based off of a design that Hendrix had painted with nail polish and model paint.
Right.
Monterey Festival in '67.
Yeah. Funny thing is, that guitar still exists. I think Dweezil Zappa found the parts and he had them put back together, and it's a guitar again.
Right. That was a guitar that Hendrix had smashed and burned in Paris, I believe.
Yeah.
The one that Dweezil has.
And it's back together. I can't believe that somebody actually managed to put it back together, but it works and sounds great. Do you got a Facebook page you want to make sure you mention?
Yeah, we're Michael Vincent Band, Facebook/Michael Vincent Band. And you can get us on there and find all our updates, and we try to throw a picture or two on the road here and there.
Perfect. And we're going to look forward to the new album as well. Michael Vincent, thank you so much for joining me. Everybody make sure you get out and see him Sunday at Maritime Park and Monday night, Lili Marlene's in Seville Quarter.